I am going to ask all of those people to recommend to me people that were unfairly treated, friends of theirs or people that they know about, and I'm going to take a look at those applications. And if I find, and my committee finds that they're unfairly treated, then we will pardon them or at least let them out.
My brother Shawn Dunn was wrongfully convicted of a tax crime. He has served 11 years out of an 18-year prison sentence.
The day that they raided my office, there were about 15 or so IRS agents with bulletproof vests and guns drawn and aimed at the secretaries of the trust company. And they had apparently gone to 4 other locations in total, one of which was my attorney, another which was a CPA, and one other location of another representative in New York.
My brother was wrongfully convicted of selling a financial product to small business owners and ordinary Americans that is currently used by large corporations and wealthy individuals. That product is widely known as corporate inversion. Those larger corporations are never targeted, indicted, or convicted for 2 reasons. 1, what they're doing is legal, and 2, ordinary Americans like my brother don't have the resources to fight back. Essentially, there's a 2-tiered justice system in this country, and it's almost impossible to get a fair trial.
So when Amazon got charged with inversion, the same thing Shawn Dunn was charged with, they were allowed to bring 21 experts into court to explain why inversion is perfectly legal. Shawn Dunn, on the other hand, not allowed. We had experts, but they were not allowed to testify. How is that fair?
Our inversion's different from taking advantage of the bankruptcy laws.
Well,
this is legal.
Right.
This is companies trying to benefit their shareholders. How is it different?
In the old days, you'd leave New York and go down to Florida.
Right.
Or you'd leave New Jersey and go to Texas to save taxes. Now, because of the way the world is so different, you leave the United States and you go to Ireland, and you go to different places in Asia, and you go to Europe. I mean, it's a different world, and we have to compete better.
The word has come in that the FBI conducted a raid of the former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort's home last month.
To do that early in the morning, whether or not it was appropriate, you'd have to ask them. I thought that was a very, it was pretty tough stuff. Mr. President, to wake him up, perhaps his family was there, I think that's pretty tough stuff.
It should shock you if you believe in equal justice under the law, equal application of our laws and our Constitution.
What I believe is that the court system would protect us from misconduct by government agents. I was completely mistaken in believing that. The misconduct that they engaged in was something that I never would have believed was possible in our country.
We don't have equal justice under the law under this FBI director, under that last administration.
It was strikingly evident that there were 2 different standards, 2 different systems. One for the group of people who were the Fortune 500, Fortune 1000, and another 1,000 or so private companies. And then there was the standard that was set for the rest of the American people, the flyover country, so to speak.
We cannot have a 2-tiered justice system in the United States of America.
I reviewed all the facts in Mr. Dunn's case. In my expert opinion, there's no fraud committed and there's no criminal intent. Mr. Dunn should be given a pardon immediately.
People hear prosecutor and they think, oh, they're civil servants, they're protecting us. But they have unchecked power oftentimes, and it can be out of control.
Shawn Dunn went to the IRS, he went to the United States government, he showed them his plan and said, can I do this? And they said, why not? Everybody else is doing it. He's not teaching how not to pay taxes, he's teaching how to minimize your tax bite. The IRS was okay with that. And then at some point, they weren't okay with it. The former U.S. Attorney of Chicago, Patrick Fitzgerald, prosecuted Shawn Dunn for a non-crime. Shawn Dunn has been locked up for 10 years with a long time to go for crimes he never committed because he was showing the little guy what the big guys have been doing forever.
The thing that I would tell people is that it would be one thing if I had actually committed a crime. It would make it so much easier to deal with what we're dealing with because then you can make amends and move forward. But when you know that you've not committed a crime, when you know that you relied on the law, when you know that you relied on expert legal and accounting opinion, you can never give up, and you can never give in.
President Trump, this is a direct plea to you for the benefit of Shawn Dunn, who's been locked up for over a decade now for a crime he did not commit. There's only one reason Shawn Dunn's in jail, and that's because he was teaching the little guy to do what the big guy does. The IRS made a conscientious decision to destroy this guy and ruin him in the hopes that no one else would teach other taxpayers how to do this. Where is that fair? How does that play into our justice system? So we're pleading, we're asking, we're begging for your mercy, and we're begging for your help to resolve this wrong.